So what's this anime called Inuyasha? Oh, you know, I already made a video about it. Here's part 2! Part 2. Part 2 of the quest for the Shikon Jewel. Part 2 of unresolved sexual tension. Part 2 of... Okay, look, it's hard to make something you've already talked about before sound interesting. But if you didn't watch my video on Season 1 of Inuyasha, fucking do it! But if you didn't watch my video on Season 1 of Inuyasha, I'll give you a little synopsis up to this point in the series. Fair warning that this review will contain some minor spoilers for the first 2 seasons, so if you plan to watch them and you give a shit, then tread carefully. However, I won't be spoiling anything too terribly major, so don't tread too carefully. Anyways, without further ado, time to read directly from Wikipedia.
The series follows Kagome Higurashi, a 15-year-old girl from Tokyo who was transported to the Sengoku period after falling into a... yeah, fuck this. This half-demon and this priestess are in love, but there's a misunderstanding, and the priestess kinda impales the half-demon to a tree for 50 years. The reason the priestess and the half-demon were mad at each other was because this other demon wanted some priestess pussy, and saw that starting a rift between the half-demon and the priestess was the only way to achieve his lofty goal. But surprise, surprise, the priestess died, hey, that rhymed, and took with her an artifact called the Shikon Jewel, which is magical and grants wishes and blah blah blah, you know the story. Middle school girl who happens to be the reincarnation of the priestess falls down well and accidentally sets half-demon free, as well as unleashing the Shikon Jewel once again and then breaking in the small pieces, thus setting up the overarching story, blah blah blah, Chibi Fox, blah blah blah, perverted monk, blah blah blah, demon slayer, blah blah blah, Inuyasha. Now let's get to the real reason you clicked on this video, you filthy animal. You want to see how the love triangle develops, don't you? Oh, you don't? No, that's fine. It's just I'd been preparing for this segment of the video for quite some time, and I just no. If you don't want to see it, that's fine. I understand. I'm not mad!
I'm not mad! Now, if you look at this chart we did for the first season, there really isn't that much depth to this love triangle yet. However, it looks to be about a tie thus far, maybe giving Kikyo a slight edge because she was first. But this season is when the drama really starts heating up and fueling fanfiction, but we're gonna ignore that for now. That said, let's get right into it. After tons of delay, Inuyasha finally has to make a choice. Which waifu will he choose?
I've tried, but I can't forget about Kikyo. So I've decided. Kagome, I can't see you anymore. I'd be wrong.
You chose wrong, buddy. Try again. You can do it. Give you 3 more. I'll give you 3 more tries, okay? I'll give you 3 more tries. Give you 3 more tries to pick. No. You can't pick your brother. Goddamn fanfiction. Kikyo and Kagome, pick one. Just... No, I'm a judge. I have to keep my analysis free of bias. So Kikyo gets a great many points this season for having Inuyasha literally choose her over Kagome here. Though, don't worry, we got 5 more seasons. Kagome comes back. She's a little jealous of Kikyo, though. Just a little.
You're talking to Kikyo? Are you planning to make out with her? You're totally eye-fucking her right now. I can't believe you, Inuyasha. Ugh!
Still, though, Kagome does earn a few points this season, even if she can't beat out Kikyo this time around. For example, a wolf demon named Koga, who will be popping up more later in the series, falls in love with Kagome, and Inuyasha is shown to be more than a little jealous. And, like I mentioned, this conflict...
Did we need another love triangle?
...carries on for the rest of the series. So Kikyo gets the edge by a pretty wide margin this time around, but it's still anyone's game, except Hojo's. Poor guy. Yeah, Kagome sort of gets the short end of the stick when it comes to romance this season, and she gets sad a lot. And when she gets sad... I get sad. I don't like being sad. Obviously there's the Kikyo thing, but there's also something else going on with Inuyasha. During this season, it's revealed that if Inuyasha's life is put into serious danger and he does not have the Tetsuga to protect him, he will turn into a full demon. This changes his appearance by making his eyes slightly redder and his claws slightly longer. Yeah, real fucking creative. But no, it's a pretty cool thing to see when it happens, because the atmosphere of the show gets really ominous and suspenseful. He eventually learns a new technique for his sword in the 54th episode, the season finale, that makes him more capable of protecting himself so as to avoid this. Alright, that's cool. I'm sure it'll pop up again later in the series. Yeah. And since I mentioned him earlier, I think I'll talk about Koga the Wolf Demon a little more. He's the leader of this wolf tribe, and he's got 2 jewel shards in his legs that make him go pretty fast. He kidnaps Kagome, hoping she can detect more shards of the jewel for him, but then she ends up saving his life, and he falls in love with her and flirts on her in a very creepy manner. He's like that guy who's known your mom since kindergarten and keeps showing up to your house smelling of smoke and venison, promising to give her tons of material possessions if she'll move to his farm in South Dakota or some shit, all while she displays a clear disinterest, and you're sitting in a corner pathetically ignoring his advances like you don't get what he's insinuating, when in reality your mind is going mad with terror, hoping that she's smart enough to not give into his malicious swagger, and... Sorry, I think I got a little personal there. Basically what I'm saying is Koga's kind of a jerk, and I get anxious whenever he's on screen because something bad always happens. It's like the Mary Jane Watson of Inuyasha. Inuyasha himself doesn't like him very much for reasons that should be obvious by now. Also, he eventually develops a hatred for Naraku as well when he kills a bunch of Koga's fellow wolf demons, furthering the rivalry between Inuyasha and Koga.
Who shall kill him first? Such a suspenseful plotline.
Until you remember the title of the show. Although there's not any real progress towards actually defeating Naraku, you know, the main goal of the series, the villains we're introduced to this season are actually pretty interesting, and mostly linked to him. We have Kagura, the fan service, Kana, the lolly, Goshinki, the meme, Jiromaru and Kaguromaru, the Dear God, why? Oh, dear God, why? Dear God, why? And I'm not gonna spoil anything, but the one that's not linked to Naraku has a really great story behind him, and Inuyasha defeating him really makes it feel like his character has come a long way in terms of power since the beginning of the series. So overall, the second season of Inuyasha is a solid follow-up to the first and continues the story without delving into filler. Except that one Juninji episode, what the fuck was that shit?
Power of friendship, my ass.
The love triangle thing between Kikyo, Inuyasha, and Kagome is getting a little old, though, and it feels like Koga's introduction is meant to somewhat remedy that. Yeah, well. Overall, though, it's a solid watch, and...
Oi! Inuyasha! What are you doing?
Hey everyone, Power Stars here. Sorry I haven't made a video in a while. I was having some problems with my editing software. You may have noticed the last couple videos I've had a couple sync issues. So I've been searching for new editing software, and I found some, and I had to learn how to use it, and it's still not running super well, but it's better than what I was using before. So I'm probably not going to be able to upload as frequently, because I have school, so I have to do stuff. But yeah, I'll try and get some videos out, at least a couple. It's like midnight right now, I'm tired. Yeah. So if you're watching this, cool, thank you. I appreciate the support. So yeah, I'll try and get a couple more videos out for you guys. Bye, I guess.